What's going on, guys? Chris here with Tactical Outdoorsman, and we're back to do that laser comparison. So I have 7 lasers. I teamed up with my buddy Cameron, and we went out to the range. We shot a couple of them, and we did a comparison of all 7 of them at a few different distances. So let's talk a little bit about the 2 lasers that I got in particular for this video. That was obviously the Laserspeed M6TR and also the RovyVon GL5. They're 2 very different lasers. The RovyVon GL5 is a civilian-powered laser. It does not have a IR illuminator. It does have a visible laser, and it does have a visible flashlight. Now, the Laserspeed M6TR, that's a full-power laser, and it also has an illuminator. And it's way more powerful than the civilian version RovyVon. So that's not a fair comparison. So there's going to be a few lasers in this video that are kind of on the same playing field as the RovyVon GL5. So we'll get into that later in the review. Now the Laserspeed M6TR, I already got a few questions about this guy. So this is not the same unit as the M6. They're 2 different units. So the M6TR, it has the lasers and the illuminator on the right side of the laser. The M6 has them on the left side of the laser, okay? One of the big differences is the crane plug. So the M6TR has the crane plug, the M6 does not. It's got the regular laser speed jack that you're used to seeing. Also, the port and the illuminator knob are opposite on the M6. So just 2 completely different units. Don't confuse them. Don't buy the M6 thinking that you're going to get a crane plug, because you're not. Make sure you get the M6TR if you want that crane plug option, okay? All right, so let's jump into the review. I apologize, it's going to be a long review. I did a lot of different comparisons. And we did a bunch of shooting. We went out a couple of times, probably about 3 times, 3 different shoots to go ahead and make this video for you guys. So I apologize, it's going to be a bit long. I'll try to put some chapter breakdowns in there so you can skip ahead. Although if you could watch the whole video, that actually helps me more than skipping around, so I get more view time. So if you want to do me the favor, watch it through. If not, no big deal. Jump to the sections that you are interested in. And if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel, because we're going to be coming out with some new content down the road here. All right, without further ado, let's hop into the review. All right, first off, let's go over some of the specs at a high level. I have them on a little notes in front of me here, so I'm just going to read off the paper because I can't remember all of this. But the M6TR is a class 3B laser. The visible laser is 520 nanometers, and it goes from 3 to 10 milliwatts, from low power to high power. Then the IR laser is going to be 830 nanometers, and it's going to go from 2 milliwatts to 30 milliwatts on the high end. The packaging that it comes in, I'll throw something up on the screen here to show you how it ships and what's in the package. You can see that in my last video for the unboxing. If you're interested in it, go visit that one. This M6TR, it's got an aluminum housing. It's IP68 waterproof, which means it's resistant to dust and water up to 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. The weight on the unit is 7.5 ounces. I mentioned this already, but the crane plug is the big addition to this unit. The rear controls, I want to talk about that for 1 second. We could see here that the knobs are on the back. See if I can get that in focus. So a little bit of a problem that I had was getting to the middle button when this was mounted up on my rifle. So normally on something like a PEQ, I could just take my finger and flip this thing around, and that's not so easy to do with the orientation of the setting button here, especially when you have the crane plug in. Can you move it with one hand? Yeah, you can. You got to put some downward pressure on it, and you can flip it around. It's not too difficult. It's definitely doable. But the ease of being able to switch modes while you're out shooting, if you have to switch from a low power to a high power, excuse me, to a high power, is going to be just a little bit more challenging. So just keep that in mind. That was one of the things that I noticed right away when I put that on and I went to go turn the laser on my rifle.
me just switch this to low power.
So the battery is now a front load, which is good. So that's out of the way of most of the controls. So you can see if you unscrew it here. Okay. CR123. There's some connections in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. The two sets of brass connections in there. Okay. I'm not sure what that is, but I was talking to my buddy Cameron about it, and he suspects that there's instead of just a cap to screw on here, that might be a screw-on flashlight head connection that's going to go on there. And what we noticed when we were playing around with it on the back is there's 2 extra settings beyond the visible setting. So if I go visible, there's 2 more settings, one here and one there. And we're guessing that might be for a flashlight head that can get screwed onto here instead of just the cap. But we'll see what comes down the road. No official word on that yet, so we'll see how that turns out. Another thing is this laser is rated for 1200 Gs. I don't know exactly what 1200 Gs is, but just doing some quick research, looks like that will be in the ballpark of shotgun recoil, which is consistent with how they're marketing this. They do have a 18-month warranty. It's a limited lifetime warranty, so if you're outside your warranty period, you can still send it in, and they'll fix it for a nominal fee, which is a good thing. Another thing I liked about this is the quick adjustment illuminator on here. So that's similar to something that the NGAL has, a little quick adjustable illuminator. So a whole bunch of cool features on this guy that I like. So the other thing I want to talk about is the RovyVon GL5. So we did the unboxing on this one as well. And this one is a 1000 lumen flashlight. So we can get that going. So pretty bright flashlight. It's got a slaved visible and IR laser on the front of this. Their class, it's a visible is a class 3B laser. It's a 5 milliwatt, and the IR laser is a class 1. It's a 0.7 milliwatt, so significantly less powerful than the full power options on the market. This one's IPX8 waterproof, which is also 1.5 meters for 30 minutes. That IPX rating just doesn't include the resistance to dust and particles like the IP68 includes. The GL5, one of the cool things about this is it's got a built-in 800 milliamp hour battery, so that's pretty cool. You can just recharge this with a USB-C and you don't have to buy batteries. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the real market for this is, I think, would be to put on a pistol. It says that it fits most holsters that are for TLR1. So I didn't test that out. I should, maybe I will, but I don't have the testing on that for this video, but I'll check it out one day on my own and let you guys know in the comments. Another use that I could see for this is to be put on the front of a subgun or something like that. So the way I was running it on the front of my MP5, where I don't need a pressure switch and I can just activate it with the paddles here. So definitely functional and useful, you know, inside of 100 yards, assuming that you can see your target and you don't need illumination to positively identify. But 50 and inside, I would say you have absolutely no problem with that. All right, let's get out in the field. I want to do some of the comparison videos under night vision at 100, 200, and 300 yards, so you guys can see what the different lasers do. Not just those two, but we're going to be doing, obviously, the RovyVon GL5. I'm going to compare it up to a civilian DBAL A3. We also have a civilian Holosun LS321. Then we also have a TLR VIR2 that we're going to put up against that, and those will be kind of the lower power options. And then for the full power options, we're going to do the Somogear NGAL. We're going to do, obviously, the Laserspeed M6TR, and then we're going to do the full power PEQ. So let's get out there in the field and let's see what these things do under night vision, give you a little bit of a better idea. Hopefully you can make an informed decision. Let's go ahead. Alright, we're out here, not a whole lot of light. It's sundown, kind of twilight a little bit right now. Just going to test out this flashlight. Alright. This tree line is only about 20 yards away. This big tree in particular in the middle. Let's shut that off. This flashlight's got a very, very big flood. Let me switch over to the laser and flashlight and give you a little comparison to what the light looks like with and without the green laser. There is the green laser. As we get further back into the woods, that tree there is probably about 50 yards. Now the flashlight and the laser. Alright, I don't know if you could pick up that laser there in between the two trees back and forth. On the big tree, in the middle, on the left tree, the smaller one. If you're curious what the RovyVon will do out to 300, there it is. Definitely functional. That's probably about 40 yards. To 100 out there, definitely functional out to 100 as long as you can identify where you're shooting. Want to see what the visible laser looks like on the GL5 under night vision. There you go. So that is 200 yards. And we can come over here. That's 100 yards. Swing back around, 200 yards. And then we can come around over here. This is actually 300 yards back here. So we're going to turn that off. We'll see what the laser and the flashlight visible flashlight look like. So here we are at 200. My tubes are auto gating a little bit because it's bright. And you can see the flashlight, even the way it is. It's just a big flood, so there's really no focus to it at distance. All right, let's put the DBAL out to, let's say 300. All right, so there's your DBAL at 300. Let's see if, it looks like that's as tight as the illuminator goes. I can only make it larger. You can see it spilling onto the ground here. That's about as focused as it's going to get at 300, which is pretty big. Let's take a look at 200. Let's see if we can dial this illuminator a little bit. Yeah, so it goes, that's about as large as it goes there. And then it's about as small as the DBAL goes, and that's at 200. Over here at 100, that's as small as it goes. And that's as large as it goes. Probably from the ground up, probably about 30 feet. Yeah, these distances here are not very far. That's probably about 5 yards. And figure each of these sections are 6 feet, so 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. That's about 50 feet there. And that's the D-ball on full power. If I crank it down to low power, here's where we're at. And at 100 yards, 200 yards, you really almost can't even see it. And at 300, it's basically non-existent. All right, so those are the low power lasers. So again, here's the three low power settings on from left to right. The NGAL. In the middle is the laser speed, and on the right is the PEQ. But let's dial down the illuminators to as small as they go. So that's as small as the NGAL goes. The laser speed goes really small. It's almost like another laser. So I'm just going to leave it there for right now. And then the PEQ, I'll dial the PEQ down. And PEQ, that's as low as the PEQ goes. Kind of almost to where I have the laser speed right now. I could take the laser speed down lower, so you can see it's just like another laser. But let me bring it up a little bit, just to kind of get in the same ballpark as the full power PEQ, so we could have a comparison. So that's at 200. This is at 100. And then let me pan over to, this is 300 down there. Okay, so again, the NGAL on the left, laser speed in the middle, and the full power PEQ on the right. I'm just going to come back around to the 100, and then I'm going to dial all of these illuminators as far out as they can go for you. Whoops. Okay, so this is the laser speed. We're going to dial that all the way out. Here is the PEQ. We can dial that all the way out. So there's the PEQ dialed all the way out. And then the NGAL dialed all the way out. Okay. So let's get them edge to edge here. All right. So pretty similar performance between the NGAL and the laser speed on low power. The PEQ is suffering a little bit in this category, but also the illuminator is a little bit larger. Now, if we take that out to 200 over here, that's what that looks like. And if we take that out to 300 down here, that's what that looks like. All right. So let's switch these over to full power modes on everything. So we'll start out at 200 because it's easier for where I'm sitting right now. Okay. All right. So that's at 200. Full power NGAL on the left, full power laser speed in the middle, full power PEQ on the right. A lot of bugs out tonight. If we take that over to 100 yards, that's where we're at. 200. Take that down to 300. There's where we are. Okay. So the laser speed definitely the clear winner on this one. Let's dial down all of the illuminators a bit. Let's see. I'll bring the PEQ all the way down. All right, so that's the PEQ all the way down. I'll get the laser speed down to match that. Again, it goes just to another straight laser basically, but let me dial it up a little bit. Okay. And then let me get the NGAL. That's the NGAL dialed down all the way, the Somogear NGAL. Alright, so that's at 300. Okay. If we want to bring the laser speed up to a comparable size as the NGAL, we could do that. Probably right about there. And if we want to bring this PEQ up to a similar size, probably right about there. So that's your performance at 300. Let me get this one a little closer. Move these down to 200 here. And come across to the 100. Hold on one sec. Alright, so there you have it, guys. 100, 200, 300. One of the things I wanted to do is do like a side-by-side for one by one. So the GL5 GL5 versus the DBAL civilian in its high power mode. And then again in its low power mode. And then the NGAL, Somogear NGAL, in its low power mode. And the Somogear in its high power mode. And Holosun. And the Laserspeed in its low power mode. Laserspeed in its high power mode. Full power PEQ in its low power mode. Full power PEQ in its high power mode. And DBAL in its low power mode. Against NGAL in full power. NGAL in low power. DBAL civilian model in full power. NGAL in low power. Civilian DBAL in high power and NGAL in high power. Okay, Holosun. Versus NGAL in low power. And NGAL in high power. Laserspeed in low power. Laserspeed in high power. NGAL in low power. Laserspeed in low power. NGAL in high power. Laserspeed in high power. Laserspeed in low power. PEQ in low power. Laserspeed in high power. And PEQ in high power.
Then the full power PEQ, low power, GL5, GL5, and full power PEQ, and full power, and the GL5.
All right, congratulations if you made it this far. That was a really, really long video. So a couple of things just to wrap up. So since this video was primarily focusing on the RovyVon GL5 and the Laserspeed M6TR, I just want to give my final thoughts on that. So the RovyVon, although a low power eye-safe civilian model that is going to be useful for something like a subgun or a PCC like I was using it for. I think that's completely usable inside of 100 yards, definitely at 50 and 25. If you do need illumination for the IR laser, you can always mount some kind of a vampire light or maybe like a mod light with an IR head or something if you want to add illumination capability to that on a smaller subgun or PCC. As far as putting it on a pistol, I think it'll work well. The only thing I'm not sure about is the holster fitment. I have to check it out and see if that actually fits into a holster intended for TLR1. I think I might have one or two of those holsters laying around. I could test it, and like I said, I'll leave the results of that in the comments so you guys know. And then moving over to the Laserspeed, obviously is a much more powerful laser and capable of going a further distance, not only with the laser, but also with the illuminator that can be dialed down to a really tight circle. So no doubt in my mind that that can get out well past several hundred yards. So the limitations on that is it might be a little bit too bright in certain situations, particularly CQB situations when you're inside of a shoot house. That illuminator just might be way too bright, so you might have to dial that down to just a low laser. But you know what? I'd rather have a more powerful laser than a less powerful one if it's going to be my only laser and something that I'm going to be shooting close range and longer distances with. So again, I want to thank RovyVon and I want to thank Laserspeed for sending these lasers out. So full disclosure, they were both sent to me for free. I did not pay for them. And the comparisons that I did were just real life comparisons so that you could just see what the differences were between all these different lasers and make an educated decision. So if you stuck around this long, I do have a coupon code for the Laserspeed. They did issue me 5 codes for eBay and then 5 codes for Aliexpress. And whoever gets the first 10 uses out of them will be able to take advantage of the 10% off. So again, there's 5 uses available on eBay, 5 uses available on AliExpress. I'll leave the code below and I'll leave the links to the sites that they're going to work on below as well. So if you want to get yourself a Laserspeed, feel free to use that code and save yourself 10%. It'll probably be a little bit over $100. All right. So guys, thank you for sticking around this long. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel. And until the next time, get out there, keep shooting, and stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.